You are 15-year-old Mike Jones from Seattle, Washington. Your uncle, Dr. Steve Jones, is a very famous archaeologist who has been searching for lost ruins in the Coral Sea. He has invited you for a visit to his laboratory on Sea Island. You arrive on Sea Island via helicopter only to find out that your uncle Doctor has been kidnapped, and this is where your totally tropical adventure begins. StarTropics is a single-player top-down action-adventure game published by Nintendo, which was released in North America in 1990 and in 1992 for European audiences. Interestingly, despite being developed in Japan, StarTropics was never intended to be released there. Armed with only a yo-yo, you'll find yourself traversing the world of StarTropics in a top-down view, which is very reminiscent to the overworld of most RPGs at the time. You'll talk to villagers, animals, and you guys aren't gonna believe it, but you'll even get to talk to Miss Coral 1990 herself. These interactions can help you solve some of the puzzles in StarTropics that will allow you to progress. Eventually, you'll become the proud owner of your very own submarine, which allows you to take to the high seas. Your submarine comes equipped with its own Rob the Robot navigator that the game calls Navcom, but we all know it's really just Rob. Most of the gameplay in StarTropics takes place when you enter a tunnel or a cave where your view of the action takes on a more Zelda style. You can move in the 4 cardinal directions, but not diagonally. You also move on a grid, and if you stop moving and then try to move again, there's a slight delay before you'll actually move. This grid-based movement definitely took some getting used to, as some of the enemies don't suffer from the same limitations. They'll be zipping all over the screen while you're plodding along one grid space at a time. You can jump over small gaps, but if you try to jump in a direction when there is no gap, you'll simply jump in place, which again takes some getting used to. There were so many times where I'd attempt to jump forward over an enemy out of habit and wind up taking damage because that's not allowed, and I jumped in place instead. As I mentioned earlier, you begin your StarTropics journey with a yo-yo, and it will be your primary weapon throughout the game. You'll gain access to a few power-ups for your yo-yo along the way, and you'll occasionally find special weapons that have a limited number of uses, like the baseball bat or the slingshot, to help you take down enemies. StarTropics has a very puzzly feel to it, as you hop on blocks to reveal switches which open doors, and other times you'll reveal a hidden path by killing all the enemies in the room. Occasionally, StarTropics throws a mean-spirited curveball at you. Here's an example. You're taught early in the game that you can scoot through tunnels, which are indicated by this shading on the floor. Later in the game, there is at least one instance where this shading isn't shown, so you end up pushing against every single wall like a nincompoop, hoping to find the path forward. Here's another example. Sometimes when you jump into a pit, you'll find yourself in a new room to explore. There's a spot where these pits are completely hidden and have the same texture as the surrounding terrain, which wouldn't be so bad if not for the fact that finding this pit is essential to progress. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't know how StarTropics got so much wrong. The grid-based movement feels clunky, you can only jump forward when jumping over a pit, the game breaks its own rules by obscuring the solutions to the puzzles it presents. Heck, even the music you'll be hearing for most of the game, while catchy and good, is used in most dungeons and is way overplayed until it gets stuck in your head and you just can't shut it off. Oh god, why won't it stop? Please, I'll do it. And yet, despite all of these glaring issues, it somehow works? Yeah, weird, huh? I mean, the only game I played I can really compare it to is the original Legend of Zelda, which makes sense since I've heard that StarTropics uses a modified version of the Zelda game engine, but I haven't been able to find a hard confirmation for that. Well, anyway, StarTropics is actually a fun, interesting, and unique adventure which has a few laughs, lots of puzzles with a little frustration sprinkled in, and one of the better endings I've seen in an NES game. I give StarTropics a Fun in the Sun 4 out of 5. No outtakes this week, so I'll use this opportunity to say thank you for checking out my videos, and a very heartfelt thank you for those longtime viewers who have been patiently awaiting a new video as I transition to a new job. See you next time.